Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Crash Landing. So one of my worst fears was realized here with this PneumaticCraft system, and that is that I forgot to shut off my energy cell and it blew up. When it blew up, it destroyed my UV light box as well as my factory manager. Of all the things to destroy. But we do have a few of these empty PCBs and we have a whole bunch of these that need to be processed yet. But we have a couple of things that we desperately need to take care of here to get PneumaticCraft a bit more automated so that we don't have to sit here and babysit the compressor and everything else. And one of the things about it is that this compressor will produce much higher pressure than these pipes can handle. So we are going to move forward in PneumaticCraft, and I believe we actually have a quest for this, so let's take a look at under pressure. This guy. Assembling circuit boards. Making a PCB by hand is a laborious task, not to mention time-consuming. Luckily, there is a better way. Laying the machines in a square, the two I/O units at the top left and right, the laser at the bottom left, and the platform to the right of that. Place a chest directly north of each I/O unit and the controller touching any side of the square. You will need to right-click one of the I/O units with the pneumatic wrench. To set it to output, it will turn blue. Supply the controller with pressurized air and the laser program provided, and you are good to go. Place an empty PCB in the chest, and the input I/O unit will place it on the platform. The laser will etch it, and the output I/O unit will put it back in the chest. No need for the UV light box nor etching acid. This process will be a little slow, but a few speed upgrades will fix that. So this is something that we're going to need not only for making our LX100 processors or logic expansion cards a lot easier, but also we need it to make the higher pressure PneumaticCraft tubes. So we need to make an assembly controller, an assembly platform, two I/O units, and a laser, and obviously a chest. We have made many of those. So let's take a look at PneumaticCraft. Whoops. I always seem to do that. So we need this assembly controller, which takes 3 printed circuit boards, a pressure tube, and some compressed iron. That is pretty simple. So let's go ahead and get in here. We have a bunch of unassembled PCBs, but we don't have enough of that stuff, but we need this compressed iron. I think I actually have a bunch of the assembled PCBs over here in my PneumaticCraft box, which we're going to need a couple of things out of there anyway. Yes, okay. So we'll grab those, and why not? We'll grab a whole bunch of this stuff, because I think we're going to need a lot of it. We don't need the air cannon. So hopefully that will be enough of the item. I know that it's not, because we're going to need some glass. We need more of these tubes. So there we go. We've got... And actually I had glass in my inventory. That's weird. Okay, so we need the assembly controller. Should have everything for that. Alright, and... Inventory. So I made a whole bunch of better barrels. I'm hoping that will help things out. And also I have been making more hardened energy cells. So I'm hoping that that will all help as well. So we are going to just keep the PneumaticCraft stuff in our inventory currently. So let's see, what do we got next? We have the assembly platform. This thing takes some pneumatic cylinders, propulsion plant, plastic, compressed iron, and printed circuit boards. Now these orange dye. Okay, well, we will have to do a little bit of stuff with that to make these work. But let's see if we have anything else that we can make. Obviously, we will have to craft these cylinders too. So the assembly I/O unit. This takes a hopper, some pneumatic cylinders, and compressed iron and printed circuit boards, and we need 2 of those. And then we need, did it say the laser? Better double check that. I think it was the laser. Yeah. Okay. So we need the laser. Hit the right button. So the laser also needs pneumatic cylinders, some rose red, and some other stuff. So I've got to make a whole bunch of pneumatic cylinders, some propulsion plant plastic, and a few other things, and then I'll be back. So I want to find out if this is going to work the way that I think it is. I have never done anything with helium plant seeds before. So it says that it's netherrack, but it has to be planted on the ceiling. So we're going to do that. Next we are going to go in here and set up our stuff here. So we'll go .inv as usual to check our inventory with the helium plant seeds. Then we are going to go to the get seed routine. Same thing again. And yeah, that kind of irritates me sometimes. Alright, there we go. Specify the amount of 1. And the plant seed routine should still be just fine. Now this one here is where we're going to start having some issues. Let's see here. Update block. This is what we need. And we want to just remove the ID. Yeah, that is going to be a little bit of an issue. It's going to sit there and click at us. But let's go ahead and do that, and we will drop in our helium plant seeds and try this. Okay, so yes, they do go up to the ceiling. Okay, but now the problem is that it's breaking them before they are ripe. And what? Stop! Okay, so let's stand on top of this thing because apparently the helium plants just float away. Alright, so now on the full grown here, we need, because something is not working here, the update block. Let's see what we can figure out here. Okay, there I picked up the seeds. Boy, this thing is just freaking pissing me off. Update block. Stop. Shut up. Your clicking is annoying. Okay, so our thing is here. So why is it breaking the blocks all weird? I don't know. We still only have 8 helium plant seeds. So that's kind of a problem. Well, let me see if I can figure out how to make this work. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. And by the way, yeah, there it goes again. Oh, you lost our frickin' valve this time. Are you frickin'... Oh, this is just irritating me beyond belief. Alright, I will be back in a little bit. Well, now that I have officially destroyed a whole bunch of stuff, I decided to just take down the stupid pressure chamber. It's just irritating me at the moment. I have figured out how to actually get these helium plant seeds to work. Now, part of the problem was that they need a 2-block space. So this machine will not work for them, but we could modify it to make it work. It would not be very difficult. But we have to have a helium on, or a netherrack on the bottom for the fire seeds, and a netherrack on the top for the helium seeds. Now we have a fair amount of them here already, so let's go ahead and grab some helium plant seeds, and we are going to need to create now some of the yellow. Let's just go ahead and grab 2 of these, and oh god, all of my seeds. Apparently that still is not functioning properly. So, oddly enough, it's not recognizing the second set of seeds, the 27 seeds. And so then, oh, I know, I know what's going on. Specify an amount! How many times have I said that? Alright, let's set that thing to doing its thing so that we can get some more of the helium seeds. And then we will take and make a little bit of this into yellow dye. We're going to take a little yellow and a little red and make some orange. Now I ran, I think it was about 8 or 9 stacks of dirt through my sieving system. Got a huge amount of grass seeds. Now I actually lost a whole bunch of the Pam seeds and grass seeds and stuff because this chest overfilled with stones, and I had them literally laying everywhere around this area. This vacuum hopper was filled with them. You know, there was just stuff everywhere. But so we're going to go ahead and make up these propulsion plant seeds. Now this one needs grass, and so we're going to have to once again set up another plant in our grass machine. So let's go ahead and see what these come up as. 619. Alright, well, I've got a whole bunch of really funky stuff going on here now. So let's just see if we can make this work. So all that we want, the item here, we want to change this .inv. We want a propulsion plant seed. That's damage 14. We are going to get the seed and make sure we specify one. Alright, so now this actually should start working. So what I'm trying to do is make this work a little bit faster. So what we ended up with, and it oddly enough gave us 3 of them, we ended up with 53, 53, 30. So let's go ahead and get in here our seeds. We are going to once again do this .inv. Oh, would you stop it? .inv. We need our propulsion plant seeds. We need to specify a damage value of 30. Specify an amount of 0 or 1, and now this should go ahead. It'll finish out this rain plant, and then it should start into the propulsion plant. So the 30 propulsion plant seeds are up there. Let's go ahead and... oh, it is still throwing out the rain plant seeds. I do not want that. Stop it. Why were you still throwing out propulsion or rain plant? Don't want the rain plant. It's throwing out tons and tons of seeds. What is going on? What in the heck happened here? And I'm extremely hungry. Well, I've got all of that set up. I've got to get this thing set up again in order to turn that into plastic. And I'll try to get that stupid routine set up. So I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so finally I have everything set up here. We have our assembly platform. We have our 2 assembly I/O units. And we have our assembly laser. So that, coupled with our assembly controller, should give us everything that we need for this quest. This is going to give us the assembly program laser, which is what we need for the controller. Some compressed iron and redstone. Good stuff. Definitely things that we need. So now, congratulations, complete. You now should have everything you need to automate the making of printed circuit boards. From here you can now make all the technological goodies you need for long-term survival. However, these quests don't cover all that PneumaticCraft has to offer. There are several interesting and useful gadgets like drones that are outside the scope of this quest book. I suggest reading the PneumaticCraft wiki and or watching YouTube tutorials for more in-depth information on this mod. Alright, well, that's all well and good. But so now another thing that we need a lot more of these pressure valves, because now what we're going to need to do is run this pressure over here away from this area, and we are going to place down our assembly controller right here. So now that will stop things from working. We are going to put our laser program in here. Now, I don't think it really matters what direction we put these in here. Oh, and I just realized the last explosion here destroyed my charging station and made it to where I don't have my wrench anymore. Well, let's go ahead and place these all down. So that should work. We need to remake our pneumatic wrench. And we need to make another charging base. So the charging base needs some red plastic and stone slabs. So let's grab some cobblestone slabs. Got that. Do we have some red plastic in here? Yes, we do. So we need 3 of those. We should have everything we need there. So let's see. Pneumatic wrench, air canister. We only need 1 of those. Alright, so pneumatic wrench, gray plastic, lever. There is our pneumatic wrench, and then the charging base or charging station. There we go. So let's go ahead and place this over here. We're going to place in our pneumatic wrench, get a little pressure in that, and we are also going to turn the compressor on for just a little bit, get a little bit of pressure build up here. So now let's go ahead and grab our pneumatic wrench. Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought. That doesn't work. Alright, well, let's get this back on here and shut that down. Okay, so now. Okay, there is one of them blue, one of them orange. We also need a chest over here. So let's go ahead and grab that. Now, if we place in some of these guys, unassembled PCBs, empty PCB. I don't have any of them anymore. Well, let's go ahead and grab some redstone. So we'll put in 4 of each of these. We don't need redstone. I don't know why I'm thinking that I do. I always think I need redstone for these guys. So, stop. Begins with what? What are we looking for here? We are looking for empty PCB. So we want empty. Alright, let's pull those back out. These are empty PCBs. Throw in etching acid. Well, yeah, they are empty PCBs is what we need. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. We'll drop in 4 of those again, 4 of these. We'll get it to make those, and then we can finally test this guy out. But I think we can test it with one of these. Let's just try it here. So if we put one of these in here, is this thing going to work? We need more pressure. More pressure. So we do have a recipe available now. But 3.5 bars of pressure, that is a bit of a problem. Now there's a couple other things that we can do with this thing. One of them being our advanced pressure tubes. So this takes 4 pressure chamber walls and turns them into 8 pressure chamber, or advanced pressure tubes. So we need a few more of these guys. What's the recipe on that? Okay, that's pretty simple. So let's go ahead and make some of these. If we put in 4 of these guys, let's go ahead and drop that in there. Still showing 3.5 bars of pressure needed there. So are you going to work? Okay, there it goes. Alright, so the blue one is going to go over here and grab those pressure chamber valves out of the chest. Right? Should. Okay, so yes, those 4 are now gone. This should come over here and drop them into this platform, the assembly platform. And our pressure is going fairly high. So let's go ahead and stop the pump for a little bit. So those are now in it. The laser comes over. It's going to slice these guys up. I love the fact that it's got the little laser symbol on there. So that's going to cut these up now. and turn them into the advanced pressure tubes. The other arm comes by, picks them up, and it will put them back in the chest. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so how are we doing on pressure? We're actually rather high at the moment. So that's good. So that's going to make those. Now, these here are very handy for some of the stuff that we need to do now to increase our air production, make sure that things work properly. So we have our advanced safety valve, and you can see here underneath the name it says formula threshold equals 22.5 minus the redstone times 1.5. Now what that does is it will limit the amount of air passing through this safety valve. So we can set, of course this pump will generate 20 bars of pressure, but we only want 5 going into the pressure chamber. So we can limit the pressure coming out of here going into the pressure chamber using that guy. So there's a couple others here as well. We also have the pressure regulator tube, which this one here, oh wait, no, this is the one that I need. The safety valve emits a redstone signal, and this is the one that limits the valve, the regulator tube. So we're going to need more of the gauges. We also have the advanced air grate. Don't think we're going to use those advanced pressure. No, the gauge tube. Oh, wow. I am getting really confused here. So we have a number of these that we can do. I'm kind of curious what that is going to do if we have there. Okay, so apparently these won't do anything. Let's go ahead and grab these guys because they should be in here now. So if we drop these in here, is it going to pull them out? Looks like it's going to. Alright, so let's see now. This should make our regular unassembled PCBs through this process. But we are going to have to make a lot of advanced pressure tubes. So let's go ahead and grab a few more of those as well. So yeah, that actually looks really cool as moving those over there. Let's go ahead and set these over there. Now I'm kind of curious with this stack of 3, is it going to do all 3 of them at once, or is it going to give me 1? I guess we'll find out. So the laser comes over, it etches the circuit board, and then we should have a completed unassembled PCB. So there it is. That actually took very little to do, and yeah, now we have our unassembled PCB. So these actually will be able to be done a lot safer and more efficiently than we were doing before with the UV light box and the etching acid, and we can automate it using this chest. So that's kind of nice. So let me see how we're doing on the episode, and we'll see if we can get any more of this pressure stuff taken care of. Well, I have determined that when we have a stack of empty PCBs, it takes them out one at a time. So we don't have to worry about losing them, but it does not increase the speed to have them set up in groups. So that doesn't really matter. But we are out of time for today, so I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on, be sure to leave that down in the comments. And I will see you next time. Bye.